Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the fact that Cardano has started to break down and form a fresh and new low on its Bitcoin valuation. It has just lost the support from back here in December, right around 1,500 Satoshis, and is now pressing up on this low, currently at 1,300 Satoshis. And this move is very significant, not just because it represents a lower low, losing the December lows by approximately 9% so far, but also when I zoom out here on the longer and higher time frame chart, you can really see how this level has served as a major inflection point over the years for Cardano with its valuation with respect to Bitcoin. And you can see with that first initial sort of establishment along this level back here in the bear market in 2018, ADA had a huge drop on its Bitcoin valuation, and it came back down to this level right around 1,600 Satoshis. It's more or less a zone to be watching out for and not one specific price point. The point being is that this was where we had a major pivot point off of, rallied back up to form a lower high. And again, from this point, Cardano rallied against Bitcoin by about 150%. So that was very strong support back in the bear market. And then of course the breakdown later led Cardano into flipping that into resistance in April of 2019, just before that last leg down towards this accumulation phase for the next bull run. And then we had a big surge up right here in this sort of alt season in mid 2020. That was starting to act as resistance. You can see we had a pretty significant rejection off that zone. And then again, we have seen that act as support up until this point where we're starting to see a clear breakdown of that level, multiple weekly candles just closing under this. And again, we are back to this level at around 1,300 Satoshis, which is a low that has not been seen since back here in February of 2021, measuring a period of about 111 weeks. So over 2 years now, we haven't seen this price on Cardano with its Bitcoin valuation, and that really does sort of capture this bear market trend on the Bitcoin valuation. Really just does tell us that it is still underperforming Bitcoin since this peak that we had in September of 2021. And at this point, the next major zone I'm going to be watching out for as support is this level ranging from 970 down to 850 Satoshis. And again, these are more or less zones. I don't like to use specific price points because it is very hard to have such specific values on these high time frame charts. You can see there's a lot of ranges where we might start to find support. And again, this level, this range from 850 to call it 950 Satoshis has been a major zone as well. That was the support that held following the breakdown back in the 2018 bear market. You can see multiple bounces just holding this level up until when we broke down for that last leg into the accumulation. And then you can also see some consolidation resisting off of this in 2020, just before the big surge up in the 2021 bull market. So that level currently from where we are is going to be another negative 30% down from here, which is a pretty significant drop, but do consider that we have seen those drops every step of the way, and on each of these bounces we have seen something pretty similar. This lower high that we formed in January later took Cardano down about 47% before finding a bounce, and then again this move that we had with the lower high in September. So far we have seen a 49% drawdown, but from where we started to bounce for a little bit for a few weeks, it was about a 41% correction. So of course it is a very reasonable target just given the price action that we have seen over the last several months. And again, measuring from the lower high that we had in January, that would be about a 50% correction. So this could be one final leg down on the ADA Bitcoin ratio before eventually starting to reverse and form a new uptrend. And I do think if Cardano can retest this zone, that does present a pretty major longer term accumulation opportunity. Of course, that would just depend on if we can actually get down there, which there are no guarantees. But just given the way this weekly chart is starting to play out, and again, how in the short term, we do have multiple weekly candles closing under this, losing the support, forming a lower low, it really does seem like that is the next logical target that we could look to on this Cardano Bitcoin valuation. So just pay attention to that in the next several months. Again, looking for underperformance, continued underperformance with respect to Bitcoin, which could potentially mean Cardano on its USD valuation maybe just remains stagnant, consolidates, or even goes sideways, while say Bitcoin is making a run up to $30,000 or something like that, where we just see Bitcoin resume control over the market, have that big dominance, and overall a lot more strength in the altcoins. And I do have this video presented for Cardano, but this in general applies to many other altcoins. I do have a few examples here with Uniswap. This is one of the ones I was more bullish on, which really looked like it was going to hold support, and then it just started to break down. Again, this is one of the ones that is pretty similar in that it has started to form lower lows, it's lost support, and now I can see it retracing back down to some of these valuations from back in May of 2022. Again, pretty similar things across the board. Taking a look at Avalanche, it's the same thing, really starting to break down here and lose the support. Of course, this one is a little bit more early. We haven't seen a full breakdown yet, but I do imagine that it will be coming in the next few weeks. If we look here at, for example, Chainlink, another one that I have been watching very closely, again, starting to lose the support, starting to break down, and now it's forming a lower low. So it's pretty similar across the board with the altcoins. Just pay attention to the fact that Bitcoin could resume its control over the market, could continue to have very high market dominance, and most likely we won't see the altcoins catch a bid until Bitcoin starts to cool off, which could potentially come if Bitcoin rallies up to $30,000 and finds resistance, or if Bitcoin starts to consolidate, say at 25K, but until that happens, I do expect the altcoins to continue to bleed with respect to Bitcoin. Hope you guys enjoy the content, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.